Hey, Guy Powell here, and welcome to the next episode of the Backstory on Marketing and AI. And if you haven't already done so, please visit prorelevant.com and sign up for all of these episodes. I am the author of the upcoming book, The AI Marketing Machine, and you can find out more information on this at marketingmachine.prorelevant.com. Today I'm interviewing Frank Arderel. And let me tell you a little bit about him. He is a CX strategist, and he has over 25 years experience spanning Wells Fargo and Amazon. He bridges emerging tech with real-world impact, simplifying AI for marketers, and he teaches CX strategy at Santa Clara University. He's a practical, engaging kind of a person, and looking forward to some of his comments on CX and AI and where we're all going with marketing. Frank's welcome. So glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very pleased to be here and to be able to share some of my knowledge and see how people can react with it.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into AI and marketing, and then of course CX?
So it's a few things. I think CX came up for me about 2 years ago when I was in Dubai finishing a work for a holding company, and I implemented a system to do what we call personalization at scale. And I realized that, in fact, the new paradigm in marketing rely on CX. When I say CX, I mean customer experience, not about what it is, but how we do it. And the reason is because today's world is around the customer. You have to serve customer anywhere, anytime, anything, which brings the point that the customer needs to be at the center of any company activities. You do sales, you do finance, you do HR, you do customer support, you do marketing. Whatever you do in a company, you have to serve the customers. And that's the reasons I think company like Netflix have 90% retentions is because the customer is at the center. So 2 years ago, I say, okay, now I'm going to bring my 30 years of experience and package everything around CX, customer experience. And when I've done that, I realize also that I've been in data science and in AI for the past 15 years. But for the 2 years, I realized that AI now was given to marketers to use it. You don't need to be a coder today to be performing AI. And so I've been involved in AI in order for me to show my customer or to help my student understand how they can perform better, how they can be on the cutting edge of their functions in the market. So that's the reasons I balance CX with AI. And what is interesting, I did a course of 4 hours lately, and I was shocked by the result of the student because I was really putting AI in CX in a simple form to explain what you can do with it, and they got the place. And so today, if I'm on a market, if I'm 60 years old or 20 years old, I have to embrace AI and CX to do business right. It's just as simple as that. And I'm going to give you two facts. The first one is the world is mobile. What does it mean? So it means that customers are mobile and interact with the brand many times during the journey, during the week, during the month. And you have to touch them at the same times with the right information at the right time on the right channel, whatever device they use. And AI is a good way for you to achieve this goal. And why CX is important is because CX allow you to understand the customer journey. So I don't know if I answer your questions, but I think I tried to show you that CX is one thing. Technology is the enabler to feed what customer wants today, and AI is a big part of it.
Yeah, it certainly is. And although, it's interesting because I think, if you can personalize the experience of your customers down, at a really very hyper personalized way, that makes a lot of sense. How have you run into some of the legal challenges where the legal wants to approve everything before it actually goes out to every customer. So there's kind of, a balance or I don't know, an obstacle there maybe in terms of the ability to do as much personalization as you'd like, as opposed to what the legal will allow you to do.
To be honest, it's very simple. You need to have the technology that allow you to capture and collect the data, to have the user consent, to archive the data. As soon as you have the user consent, legally you are on the right track, which means you are on GDPR, CCPA, based on where you are in the world. You can do things the right way. But in order to do that, you have to have this technology to do it. And usually, companies that are already in advance in technology like customer data platform leverage this type of user consent. And as soon as you have the user consent, legal is not bothering you anymore because you have the agreement of the user to use their data. And I think what I like in this approach is I like the fact that on the market, we are strong with user data. And as soon as you collect the data, you have a better way to serve the customers. So when you say personalizations, it means it serves the company and the users because personalization means you serve the consumers with the right content at the right time on the right channel. And for a company, it means you scale your advertising and you increase your profitability. So it's a combination of increasing customer satisfactions and increasing company or organization profitability. But once again, at the core is data accuracy, and data accuracy comes with the technology and the way that you collect your data. So when you work with partner like demand-side platform for advertising, or if you work with third-party partners, they have to get this user consent and share that with you. And as soon as you get, you're good. Legal will sleep well.
Well, I don't know. Sorry, I'm going to push back a little bit on that. And there's kind of two sides to it. Certainly, the consent is critical, but in regulated industries, and you've worked in Wells Fargo, but in regulated industries, the industries that I'm unfortunately working in right now, legal wants to approve every message that gets sent. So consent is certainly one piece, but they want to approve every message that gets sent. And so then unfortunately, because of that, especially if they're hyper personalized, then they just don't have the resources, nor does the company have the resources for that. Is that have you run into that, or am I missing the boat there, or?
No, I think you're right. I work for 24 Fitness. I work for Wells Fargo. You have to go through legal for a message approval, but it's just a process. When I was talking about user consent is the most important aspect. For me, messaging and getting legally involved, yeah, we got that every day. If I work for a startup, it will be more flexible. It's just big corporations like Wells Fargo, Intuit, 24 Fitness, Amazon. They are cautious about what we say could be turned into a lawsuit, and we don't want that. So, but in any big corporations, you always go through legal, but I take that as a step in the process, but not the problems.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just but I think the most important things for me, it's really the backbone and making sure that, yeah, we will approve the messaging, but the most important thing is we have the approval of the users to be served with the data and the
mm,
messaging. But
yeah,
I get your point. But legal for me, it's just part of the life of a marketer.
yeah, yeah. No, it is unfortunately, and critically important. Because the risk is can be pretty high, but. Yeah, well, let's talk about a couple of other things. So, what are some of the biggest mistakes that you've seen startups make in CX, and what do you think they can do to avoid them?
Yeah, I think the most important mistake is what I call a product market fit. You need to have a product market fit in order to serve the customer right. If you don't have it, this is going to create a lot of headache. As soon as you have the product market fit, the second mistake that you need to cover or you need to get rid of is make sure you understand the customer journey mapping. Make sure you understand the number of engagement a customer come through in order to buy your product. So how many brand customer brand interaction do you have? So if you clear up the product market fit, the customer journey, and on top of that, you have your MarTech or your technology to support you doing experimentations, measuring the result, understanding analytics, you will be on the right track. But quite often, I think the company come to me and say, I want you to be the marketer for this product. And lately, I was involved in a startup, very interesting technology, but the product is suck. But you try to tell the founder and the CEO that you have an amazing vision, but your product is not the fit. And so he didn't understand that. So we did a launch. We reached an influencers, million of users, and we tried. I said, yeah, you can try it. I knew about the result, and the result was null, zero. And what is interesting is when you see that, either you say, okay, there is no opportunity, so you get rid of, or you say, no, something is not right with the product. We have to improve. We have to do something in order to get this product market fit right. And that I think this is the biggest issue I saw with a SaaS company or any company. And I understand when you are a founder or the creator of a product, you always think that your product is the best. In fact, they don't realize that between the technology and the bridge to satisfy the customers, it's a gap that they have to feed. And so I still believe in this technology, but I don't believe in the vision of the owner for the product. So I'm trying to help him change his mind and step back. But yeah, that will be my answer to your question. Product market fit.
Yeah.
Whatever you are, if you are a genius in marketing and you don't have it, believe
Yeah.
me, you will fail.
Yeah. Well, nothing can kill a good product faster than, well, nothing can kill a bad product faster than good marketing. So,
Yep, I agree
yeah.
with that.
Yeah, yeah, no, and absolutely, and you're so right. Unfortunately, the startups have egos. We all have egos, and our baby is beautiful, regardless of whether it is or it isn't. And it's sometimes hard to face reality that there are some tweaks or some other things that need to be done to the product to make it really a good product market fit. So, yeah, very good feedback. So now, one of the challenges, though, that good customer experience can solve is reducing customer service questions and customer support. If I can answer and if I can guide folks along the right way, then that can hopefully reduce the need for customer service. Tell us a little bit about that, and maybe you have some examples you can share.
Yeah, I think a company in Dubai reached me to do the training of customer support because they had increase in volume ticket, and they wanted to train their 12 employees to be better at managing ticket. And I told them, I say, the problem is not customer support. The problem is not training your people. And I try to make them realize that if you have customer support, it's because you are not doing business right. Because to be honest with you, if a company do well, they don't need customer support.
Hmm.
It's just a fact. So how do I explain that? So I talk to these leaders and I say, here is what you should do and what you could do is once again, you go back to the mapping of your customer journey, and you understand the onboarding aspect, you understand how they use the product, you have a net promoter score in place, etc., etc. So you can qualify the journey of your customers and quantify the engagement. And when you benchmark yourself against the industry, as an example, if you have a drop of the use of the product by 25%, you are going to engage with customer support. How do you get rid of the 25% frustrations or frictions of the product? So my point is go back to the customer journey, understand the friction point, understand where you are bleeding, where are the frictions, where you drop in conversions, and start fixing it. And at the end of the day, your customer service or customer support will have less call because you will be improving your customer lifetime value, be reducing your churn, and you will be just escalating the most important ticket that needs to be treated. And the best example I have for that is Salesforce. Salesforce today use AI for customer support. And with these AI chatbot tools, they have been able to increase the customer satisfactions because with AI, you have a way to really be super efficient answering your customers. Does it mean that I'm giving you this example, which doesn't necessarily goes what I said, but he explained that the Salesforce increased the profitability by taking care with AI of 75% of their ticket. So
Mhm.
today they have reduced the task force, and AI is increasing customer satisfactions versus employee, which makes sense because AI, they don't have a mood. As a human, someday we are good, someday we are bad, someday we didn't sleep. AI never have this type of things. They always answer right. And I think Salesforce understood that. And the AI has the capability to analyze all the data in the world for them to make sure they have the best answer. And in this point, they just keep 25% of the most important ticket that are escalated and human touch. And going back to what I was saying is if you can find the root cause of your problems, your customer support will be minimum. And that is not rocket science, it's just qualitative and quantitative data to help you doing that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, I like your point. If your product is right, you don't need customer support. I don't know if I've ever seen a product that actually works that way, but there always does seem to be some kind of customer support. Now, the other challenge though is, let's say that you got rid of customer support. Does that then reduce the opportunity for the upsells that often take place with when people do interact with customer service? Whether it's in a positive or a negative way. Quite often many companies say, well, one thing you could do, by the way, we've got a new XYZ variant that might be of interest to you. Would you like to sign up for that now? So you lose out on some of that upselling that can happen in customer support.
I mean, customer support catch up about the miss that you have during the customer journey. And in fact, you talk about the upsell, cross-sell, retention of customer, which should happen based on the data, based on the lookalike audience, based on your behavior, based on your interaction with the brand. And that's the way that you use the machine learning, you create algorithm, you use AI in order to understand when you have to connect with customers, in order to cross-sell or upsells. And that goes back with CX, with customer satisfactions. If you keep the customer satisfaction on the top, you are going to have an organic growth, an upselling growth, and a cross-selling growth. It's just customers that trust their brand, like their brand, they do it naturally. But with the layer of adding AI, you have a way to analyze the customer behavior in a better way, so it's a combination of increasing or improving CX and leveraging AI to make sure that before they go to the customer support or customer service, you are able to propose upselling or cross-selling. And if you push even further, you will know that with CX and by creating customer satisfactions, you create advocate. And if you have advocate, you will get net new customer times five by advocate. And so it's like a wave. So that goes back to your previous question about customer support. And I think if you understand your customer journey and you can leverage the tools to nurture this journey, you should not be worried about customer support doing an upselling and cross-selling. It should be natural. And
Hmm.
I think the best example is think about Amazon. Amazon has been doing that for 20 years now. They use algorithm. You come to the website, you buy a product, and suddenly you have an offer that say, "Hey, by the way, you are missing this product for such a reason," and they know exactly that what product you want, what you will buy, you will be buy. And to be pushing even further, when I work for Amazon, what they did when I was there as an experimentation is they were shipping a product to consumers without them asking for it to understand the acceptability of the offer. And the result was amazing. And how they did it? Just by understanding the consumer behavior, the past purchase, and they were delivering the product that the customer wanted to, even if he was not thinking about it. And I was part of the target, and one day I received a product, and I still use this product because that's the kind of things you can do today.
Yeah, 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 very interesting. Although I will admit, I would say, if you don't mind, I'm going to be a little contradictory. I love Amazon. I think Amazon from a business is just absolutely incredible. However, if you wanted to talk to an individual, it's almost impossible. If you want to resolve something, it's almost impossible. Now, I realize just about everything, that you have questions on are more or less solvable directly online. But if you're somebody that's maybe not tech savvy or not, and you just need to talk to somebody, then Amazon in its ability to actually talk to you is definitely a challenge.
Yes, and I talk about the pro of Amazon, but there is a lot of cons. And I agree with that. It's but I think at the end of the day, what they are looking for is the profitability.
Hmm.
So I will say they will be doing some sacrifice on maybe 10% of their customers, understanding that 90% will be happy with the way that they are going through.
Yeah,
It's just which is a little bit different from Netflix because if you look at Netflix, it's amazing the retention rate that they have. So, do they have this retention rate because there is no other streamer on the market? I don't think so. I think they have been building an ecosystem for users around entertainment by creating movies, by understanding consumers, by understanding do you use a tablet, a device, screen TV, etc., etc. So, yeah, there is always the good and the bad,
yeah.
but that is based on the profitability of a business.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I think it's incredible if you're I think for most, like you said, 90%, 99% of the users, Amazon is just absolutely incredible. And it is, to me, it is the gold standard of user interface. Some of our clients are, not in retail like that. They're in healthcare or in financial services. And I think the clients that they have and the patients that they have, they judge the websites and the user experiences based on how Amazon does their job. And so Amazon is not just the gold standard for retail, it's kind of the gold standard across just about every industry, and every industry is affected by the fact that the customer experience there is as strong as it is.
Yeah, I call it the domino effect. And if you think about my kids were born with Amazon. So
Yeah.
today they expect the same type of service. It's no hassle for return products, the best price, and shipping within 24 hours. And if you do that with Amazon, you expect that from Sephora, from Nike, from any brand. They have educated the consumers in a good or bad way. And after that, business needs to apply the rules if they want to get a part of the market share.
Yeah, yeah. How true, how true. How do you see companies using their customer experience as a real competitive advantage? I mean, obviously, I think Amazon is one, and I think it took Walmart a long time to catch up, or Target to catch up. But what other kind of examples do you have where customer experience is a good competitive advantage?
If you think about ROI, so you put customer experience in four bucket. You put customer experience on what is CX for customer acquisitions, what is CX for customer retentions. We talk about cross-selling, upselling. What is CX for your loyalty program and advocacy, and what is CX impact on customer service. And if the company is able to apply CX in this four bucket, they are going to see cost saving for customer support. They are going to have an increasing incremental revenue coming from retentions, incremental revenue coming from acquisitions, because they are going to be able to factor everything in the right way, understanding where do I need to put CX in place in order to increase the sales conversions, where CX needs to be improved in order to optimize retentions and increase cross sales. So at the end of the day, if you are a CX company and you have a culture of CX, and it's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. And if it comes from the top to the bottom and everyone is aware of it, the end of the day, you will have an organic growth. And this organic growth is going to increase your profitability without spending a ton of dollar investing in acquisitions. In fact, when you have a reputation as a brand, when you build trust with your consumers, immediately you get an audience that come to you. And everyone wants to go to a brand that is going to serve them the right way. And so by doing so, by doing CX right, you are going to scale advertising and you are going to decrease your spend because you are going not to be in a need to acquire more and more customer by advertising because they are going to come naturally to you. And if you apply CX internally to nurture your customers, you are going to increase satisfactions. And naturally, if you serve them well, they are going to stay and stuck with you. Even if the price is a little bit higher compared to other competitors, they are going to stay because everyone wants a service and they are ready to pay a little bit more. That will come with a company like Nike. And so it's a kind of cascade of how do you apply CX at every level of your department, company, in your industry. You benchmark, but you will see that company that get the trust, have the better NPS, are the ones that are much more profitable on the market. So it may not be tangible, but today you have the tools to calculate your CX ROI. And I've been doing it for a big corporation in England, where I'm showing them how much money they left on the table by not applying CX. And we talk about millions of dollars.
Mm.
And do you need to improve CX at every level? No, you can take CX where you think you can start. And if you are in marketing, applying CX, it's easy. And you can very quickly see the incremental aspect. If you work on marketing retention, it's the same thing. And if you work in customer support, it's the same thing. So to be honest with you, CX is a differentiator because it's going to make your company more profitable and you are going to see the reputation and the brand highlighted by consumer. It's just a simple effect like that, where it's a dual achievement.
Mm.
It's profitability because you spend less and you have an organic growth, and it's customer satisfactions because everything you do support the consumer. So for me, it's a huge differentiator, huge.
Yeah.
But the company has to have this metric in place to understand the impact or not of what they do. And if you don't have the metrics, you cannot realize. The big
Mm.
example is a bank. Bank makes money every day. Can you say that the bank perform better than the others? Maybe, but you have to put in a bank the different KPI that are going to show that. And 80% of the time, you will see that bank are losing money because they are not taking care of the customers the right way. However, they are not losing money enough to understand they are not profitable. But the
Mm.
profitability could be 2 times higher if they were fixing something because everybody needs a bank. Everybody
Mm.
needs to put the paycheck in a bank. So do you go to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase? Do we have a difference today? No, we don't. But you have to have a bank. So they capture your interest because they lower an interest on a checking. You don't pay a certain amount. But how many people stay stuck with their bank? You switch quite a few times during your life. You should not do that. Does the bank track Family, no. You have the brain owner of the company,
Hmm.
and they don't know about your kids. They don't know about your wife. They should, because easily they could have the dad, mom, and kids in their bank if they were doing the job right. Do they do the job right today? No, they don't. Do they lose money? No. Do they waste? Yes.
Mm.
So in CX is in the middle. I think CX should be amazing if well applied in a bank. Healthcare system is the same. I think the best industry where you can perform are really the healthcare system and the financial industry. That's where I think there is a huge opportunity for CX.
Hmm. Yeah, interesting. I like your example of the bank and the family. And you're right. Who knows if they track that? It sounds like they're not doing that. Unfortunately, I could go on. I've got a handful of other questions I'd love to be able to ask Frank, but I'm going to have to cut it right there. Is there any one last word that you'd like to get across before we break?
No, I think I just will I will just say what you said at the beginning is if you're doing business today, I truly recommend to focus on CX and leveraging technology. And when I say leveraging technology, it's not only talking about the digital transformation that happened in 1999, but it's also to integrate how AI can improve what you do with the technology today. So you think about digital transformations, you put CX in the middle, and you leverage AI, and you should be doing business right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. I think you're so right. Frank, thank you so much. It was great to spend some time with you. I think we need to set this up again and be able to talk through some of the other issues. There's so many interesting questions with CX and AI and marketing and customer retention and winning of customers. It's a fascinating topic. And then, so where can folks reach out to you and learn more about you and what you're doing?
LinkedIn is the best platform to reach me. I'm usually very responsive. I usually respond within 24 hours. And yes, LinkedIn is the best platform for me. This is where I
Okay.
connect with my student, with professionals. Yeah,
Fantastic. Well, then we'll definitely put that in the show notes for everyone. So, Frank,
thank
thank
you
you
for that.
again. And for the audience, please stay tuned for other videos in this series of the backstory on marketing and AI. And if you'd like to, please visit marketingmachine.prorelevant.com and find out more about my upcoming book. Frank, thank you so much for being here. It was wonderful to learn from you.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you.